Yes. Does that mean it's already recording? Does it say recording on y'all's end?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna go ahead and start.
Wait.
And I don't know if I know some of the basically probably everybody does except like Anna, or I don't know who doesn't know you. If you just kind of want to introduce yourself and I guess like your journey.
Dakota doesn't know me at all.
Yeah. So if you just want to go over everything, I mean, it's always cool to like hear people's stories. So
Yeah.
do
Yeah, and my story, like, I think it's cool too, because stories are constantly changing. So definitely.
That's so true. That's very true.
Alrighty. So I joined, and also I told Macy this. I've been sick all day, so sorry, I'm not going to be like Ashley Mayfield level. But so I joined in January 2017. I saw Chloe Wells posting about the wraps, and I really wanted to spy the wraps. But instead she offered me the distributor position, and I literally I wasn't that person who was skeptical. I wasn't that person who needed time to think about it. I literally just jumped in it because she's like, you'll get free products. And I was like, okay, sweet. Whatever. And then I kind of just followed. This was way back when, obviously, when Morgan's first designed the Dare to Be Diamond page, and we had all those documents, videos, and I basically just followed those. And then after I went Ruby in April, so I joined in January, went Ruby in April. Then I started to take it actually seriously. Went to Green Carpet with Christina and Dakota. And from there I was able to see people actually literally make $15,000 a month, all the way up to the Duns who make $1 million a month. What it seems like. So after that, that's when I really started to take things seriously and get down to business. And then later that year, I'm pretty sure it was November, I quit my job. I quit my job as a Ruby. Don't know why, whatever. Quit my job as a Ruby. That following month, went Emerald, found out I got the Emerald bonus at conference. And then that was when Mark announced basically all of the rank up bonuses. And I was sprinting then for Diamond, and then Double. And then here we are. Next month will be my 1 year of being Double. So I'm trying to not sit at Double for a year. I'm trying to vote before that. So we will see by then. Keep you updated. And I moved to California. Was a Colorado native for 20 years. Moved to California. Started school because when I was working full-time with ItWorks, I never had time for school. So now I had time for school, was able to actually study what I wanted to learn, changed my major. And I really don't think I would have discovered that I wanted to change my major if it wasn't for ItWorks giving me that leeway to actually put in my passion into school. I feel like if I didn't have ItWorks, I would just go through the motions and end up being that person who graduates with a degree they don't even want. So I would like to thank ItWorks for that. All right, and that is me. I'm 21.
You're a baby. I forget that you're younger than me. It's weird.
Oh, yeah, by a year and a half.
Yeah. Still, you're a baby. But no, I really love that just because it gives you a different perspective. Just everybody has a different story. Nobody's is usually the same. Nobody. I know mine is completely different from absolutely everybody that has joined. So I really like that. So I know I showed you the questions beforehand, but I'm just going to go down on a list for what my team had the questions for. And if y'all have any questions, obviously, this isn't Morgan's Zoom, so we don't have 50 million people on and trying to rush. So if you just need to stop and ask Darian a question, please feel free. It's really not a big deal. But okay, I'm going to start with this one. It says, what is one task that you dislike but continue to do each day, and how do you encourage yourself to get it done?
Okay, so one task that I just find very, very tedious is asking people to host a post for me. Not messaging the people who comment, the initial message asking them to host a post for me, because basically what I do is I either look at my story viewers and go down the list and just hey, have a question, or I'll go to, when I go to Cleaner and I'm going to unfollow people, I go to scroll to the bottom because those people have been following me since day one, and I'll go up from there asking if they want to host a post for me. I don't ask the toward the bottom and I don't ask my newer followers is because I'm most likely in like mid cold messaging with them. So it's definitely asking people to host a post for me. And what just gives me, I guess, the encouragement to do that is because Leah Collins, the girl we had on the Zoom, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, she said she went triple from literally asking 20 people a day to host a post for her. And I have it, I changed it to something else that Cassie Westland posted, but I had it as my screensaver literally for like 2 months of her just saying, I asked 20 people to host a post for me, and that's how I got like 6,500 in volume, like for triple on the last day of the month. And so that is definitely like my encouragement, because I was like, okay, 20, just like give me the number 20. If I can do 20 a day, then I've been successful with my host to post. And like I said, it's not that I like dislike it, it's just very tedious trying to find people that I'm already not already in a conversation with, B, have already messaged about cold message, or like C, have already messaged about host to post. So I kind of don't like having to be picky with who I message for host to post. Whereas like cold messages, I will literally message anyone at any time.
Oh, okay. I thought I was muted at first. Question, because, okay, so do you host a post on, are you talking about Instagram? Because you mentioned cleaners.
Yeah, so I use Instagram, but it depends. So I will see their followers and like their number of followers, and I'll see their content. I know a lot of like blogger style Instagram pages have a lot of followers and get a lot more interaction off of Instagram. So I have people host a post for me on Instagram, and I'll just the picture I've been sending lately is for the pumpkin spice K-cups. And so I just send them a cute Pinteresty like fall picture of a coffee. And then I use the regular caption that people use on Facebook, like, hey, my friend Darian, comment below. It's literally the exact thing, except they're just posting a picture with it on Instagram.
Do you see like results from that? Like, because I've never really tried. The only way I've tried doing host posts through Instagram is when people say that they're not interested, or like if it's not their time, then I'll be like, okay, cool, it's totally fine, I understand, but like, would you want to do this? That's when I turn it into a host post. But do you see results from people doing it on host post, and how do you follow that post when they do host posts for you?
Right. Okay. So it kind of depends like how it is with Facebook too. Oh my God, shut up. It kind of depends, like host to post is just miss or hit every single time. So it's kind of the same way on Instagram. But how I keep track of it is I have them tag me in it. And then I'll just go to my tagged photos, and it'll basically already be all right there for me. So I can like update it and check in on the comments. Like, okay. Got no comments, but 31 likes. So I'll most likely just still message the likers.
I was going to say, yeah, that's what I would
like this. Were you more interested? Because I know some people probably get embarrassed or like nervous to comment. So I'll still message them. But another way I keep track of my host to post is in my journal, because I'm like an old soul and I have everything on paper and not electronically.
I do too. 100% me. That's why I'm taking notes right now on paper. So
yeah, I can't do anything electronically. So yeah, old fashioned. If I don't keep track of them in my tag posts, I just write them down. And I go back and I check to see, like, I just go down the list. Like how Leah said, she'll like write down all her host to post people, and then like the next day she'll go back to that list and check in on everybody's post.
Okay. I like that a lot.
But if I see their feed is kind of iffy and they only have like probably like 300 followers, because there are accounts that are like that, I ask them for their Facebook.
Okay, that's a really good tip. Sorry, I'm writing this down. Okay, the next one is, what are your top tasks that you are non-negotiable for every single day?
Let's check my planner. I literally like live off of my planner. It's like my Bible.
No, I'm almost out on this one, and it's like really cute, and I was so happy I got it, and I have like 20 pages left maybe. Like I'm almost done with it. I've used it for absolutely everything.
All right, so my must-dos every single day are plan my posts, follow follow and unfollow. I literally will not sleep until I follow or unfollow.
No, that's me all day.
And then posting counts for story and timeline. And then add new names to my journal because, and I'll explain this a little. Okay, whatever, I can explain it now. So I cold message the last hour of every night before I go to sleep so I can wake up and answer replies. I'm sorry, I'm not one of those people who will stay up and continue a conversation that was just started. I'll stay up and talk to you if like we're getting closer to like the checkout process, but I send cold messages and then I turn my phone off, basically. Wake up to replies the next morning, and I'm on Pacific time zone, so most likely everybody is awake before I am, so I have replies ready. So then another task that kind of coincides with that is I wake up every morning, and a task I do is I add to my journal. Like I add my potentials to my journal who are interested, what they're interested in. Because if I don't add their name to my journal, I'm most likely going to lose them in the sauce. So I make it a task for me to add people to my journal, plan posts, post, follow up, unfollow and follow, and then ask people for host to post, and then cold message the last hour of my day.
Awesome. One thing I have to kind of go on top of what Darian said. For me, I know Dakota had this problem too. Like if you're a screenshot hoe is basically what I'm going to call you, because you like screenshot all the messages and say, I'll go back and put this in my planner that I talked to this person. I'll tell you what, I bet you them screenshots sit there and you never go back to look at those, and your screenshots build up. So stop taking screenshots, because I had to force myself, because I literally I cleaned out my phone like a month ago. I had over 200 screenshots, and all of those were follow-ups, and half of them had been past the follow-up date when I needed to do it.
Yeah.
And that was on me. So if you're still screenshotting, please do yourself a favor. And like just me personally, I know that it just sucks for me, so don't do it for yourself, and just go ahead and write those names down physically on a piece of paper so you have them. That's just like a little tip I had.
I can't tell you how many times I've had like just one specific like follow-up that I missed get lost in the sauce, and then I followed up and she's like, oh, I'm not interested anymore, and I'm like, damn it, because I forgot about you.
Yep. Now I was going through messages. I messaged like 4 hours straight last night, and I was like going through all these old messages, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't write this person down. Now it's been a year since we talked. Like, yeah. So please just do yourself a favor. Like the fortune is in the follow-up. Y'all hear us say that all the time. So, but okay, I like that list. Those are kind of the same that I have. Those are honestly basically the same thing, except personal development is always in there. I don't know if you said that.
No, I didn't, because I do personal development throughout my day.
No,
yeah, I just kind of try to make it like a lifestyle instead of.
I feel like I'm right there with you, because when I'm like doing the dishes or just walking around the house, when I was cleaning earlier, like I just listen. I put something on to listen to that's gonna help my mood, rather than just wasting time watching TV.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay, so the next one is, what's one tip you have for those who wanting to promote? And I had that several times actually, because added questions. So
okay.
Yeah.
So promoting, I've learned it literally just comes down all to you. It's not your team, it's not your downline, it's not your upline, it's not your sideline, it's you. And honestly, it is going to be hard, because you're probably going to be like, well, this leg is dead, that box doesn't work, and I need to get it there all by myself. Then do it all by yourself, because no one's going to do it for you. So the longer you wait for perfect timing, that perfect timing is not going to come. So you just got to basically decide to do it. And one thing that Kelsey Thornton has said that has stuck with me forever is, yeah, we made the decision to join this business, but you have to make the decision to choose this business continuously. So saying yes, yeah, you said the initial yes, but you have to continue to say yes still every single day, because every morning you wake up, you have the option of being like, no, I'm not like doing this today, or like I'm gonna promote today. Like, so instead of maybe like going out and hanging out with friends, like stay home, get it done. It's kind of like I don't know, this is how it was for me in high school. But my parents wouldn't let me go somewhere until I did my homework. Kind of like that. Like, it's your homework. Like, you just got to choose it, and then it'll choose you back, mindset wise. Trust me, right now I'm trying to promote, and I've broken my volume down to weekly goals. So I basically do like 5,000 divided by 7, see how much I have to sign every day that week, and literally decide to sign that volume every day. Because the second you decide to do it and do your tasks, then it's going to flow more constantly. So you're going to be able to do those tasks like even more, and you're going to get yourself so pumped up because you're like, dang, this is like the 3rd time I'm following today. Like, the messages that I'm going to get back is just going to count towards volume, and then like help me promote. So it's basically, for promoting, you can do it whenever you want, whether you have a dead box, whether you have a killer leg, it's just up to you to do it.
I really like that. You're really, for those of you that don't know, Darian's a really red leader, meaning, and if you don't know what red means, it's basically, it's what Morgan is, which Morgan's kind of calmed down to kind of a yellow in a way. But she's really red, so she's money driven. She's a hard worker. Like, nothing really distracts her. She doesn't make excuses, basically all that stuff. And she's a normal human being, like all of us are, but she chooses to do the task and she gets results. That's why she's one of the top income earners on our team, you know? So please take this into consideration. She's not just doing this and saying this just because she's like, oh, this might work. No, she's doing these things because they absolutely work for her. Like, she was someone that really, really helped me and motivated me to get to double. So I look up to her, and I told Darian that the other day. Like, I look up to her because she is like inspirational. Like, she works hard and stuff, and she's busy, just like all of us are. Can't make that excuse. Just go out there and do it. And I try to tell people that, but obviously, like, some people aren't the just go getters, and that's totally fine because everybody has different personalities. But I like it because it is so simple as just doing it. Like, it's not hard.
And let me, sorry, I just wanted to rephrase something too. Going and doing it, meaning like you dully go through your tasks, say, and like you message like 15 people for the day, and you're like, hey, check, I messaged. No, that's not deciding to do it. Deciding to do it and deciding to promote is being like, 15 people is not enough. I need to quadruple that. I'm going to shoot for 150. Like, that's deciding to promote. Because if you're just running through the motions, being like, hey, check, I did it, then you're just going to stay in the same place that you are.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Let's see. Okay, so one of the other ones is, how are you mass enrolling? Because you're known as one of the mass enrollers on the entire team. How are you mass enrolling? And how are you training your team to mass enroll and get them fired up? Which that can be 2 different questions. So we can say the first one is like, how are you mass enrolling, and how do you teach your team to do the same? If you do that.
So it's been a slow summer. I'm going to be honest. It's been a seed planting summer. It has not been a harvesting season, but that means we're going into fall and we're going to harvest.
I'm so excited for fall because of it. Because it's been a season for me too, is, you know, it's slower. And I don't consider myself as much as a mass enroller as you, but I'm a mass enroller. And the past few months, it's like, oh, but I know the time is going to come, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Exactly. So how I mass enroll, I've just literally done what I've done since day one. I do what works for me. But I guess the secret to coming down for it and being able to efficiently like do my follow-ups, do my messaging every night is I have become literally a green as for organization, because honestly, I can't enroll without doing my tasks. Like, I can't enroll without following. Like, Fortune is in the follow-up. So how I've been doing it is, and honestly, it depends. Like, I can enroll this person from a follow-up. I can enroll this person from literally like a cold message, this one from a host to post. I get my LCs honestly from anywhere. It just comes down to staying consistent with the tasks. I don't just solely focus on like just cold messaging. I don't solely focus on just host to post, because I know there are some people who literally just do host to post. But cold messaging has worked for me since the day I joined, so I'm gonna keep doing it because do what works. Even if it feels like you're hitting a wall, but you know it's worked for you in the past, just keep doing what works. So I do all of those tasks. I don't just solely focus on one. And then when it comes to follow-ups, if they tell me they're going to order, I put them in my planner. See, I'm telling you guys I live off of my planner. So I put them in my planner, and if they told me they're going to order that date, they got a sticker. And then I have been kind of OCD with my tasks this month just because if you don't know me, I also am working at an animal hospital because I'm going to school to be a veterinary technician. That's a different story. So what I've actually been doing this month is for follow-ups, I've been setting them in categories, like for products. So today I was just my coffee follow-ups. Tomorrow's going to be just hair, skin, and nail and skincare follow-ups. But then on Fridays, I do them all. And this has helped me with mass enrolling because I'm able to like focus more on getting my new blood from the tasks of cold messaging, host to post. Because I used to be overwhelmed with all of my follow-ups, and I would do like all my follow-ups in one day and not have time to focus on host to post, not have time to focus on cold messaging. And it's literally felt like my day went to waste. And I've learned to be successful with mass enrolling by doing all the tasks, like I just said, not just focusing on follow-ups. So basically I gave myself a method to not overwhelm myself with that, so I can fit in all my tasks every day. And so that included, I guess, decreasing my follow-up dailies, and just putting them into categories. And then that has really, really helped me too, because I make sure then I don't have anybody lost in the sauce. Like I said earlier, I make sure I actually was able to thoroughly message and actually have a conversation with my probably 10 to 15 coffee PLCs versus my 100 other LCs where I'm just overwhelmed. So I really, really like that. And like I said, it gives me time to do all my other tasks, getting in new blood, getting in new people to talk to. So that'll increase my chances of enrolling in LC more and just focusing on one category.
I really like that. No, that did. I really like that. Also, I have a question for me personally. So when you do those follow-ups categorized as far as the coffee and the triple threat one day, do you do your posts based on that then, your Instagram stories?
I do my
good idea.
I do my Instagram stories on that, and then I'll include the interactive questionnaire or the poll. And so that way when I message those people, I usually message those voters right after I do my follow-ups. So they're literally in their own little category in my Instagram DMs because they're all together. So
That's really good idea.
It's I choose the product of the day, and then I it's like a theme. I stick my whole theme based off of that product. So that's where my follow-ups are going. That's where my story posts are going. And that is where my hosted posts are going. So that day when I do host to post, I'll ask specifically for them to do a coffee host to post. Tomorrow I'll specifically ask a person to do a hair, skin, and nail host to post.
That is so good. I really like that because I'm like you, or I'm how you were. I have pages, everything's written down. So I have pages and pages of follow-ups. I'm not an organized person. If you're on my team, you know that. Don't ask me an organized question because I'm not organized. But I get overwhelmed, and then I'm I don't even know where to start. So that's honestly a really, really good tip. Probably gonna go buy an actual planner that has dates in it. Mine's just paper.
Mm-hmm.
Because
trust me. Yeah, I've gotten on our Zoom power hours that we do, and literally the entire hour it's all been follow-ups, and I'm well, there goes the rest of my tasks for this power hour. I'm now I have to work an extra 1 to 2 hours now because I wasn't able to get to my other tasks because the follow-ups literally took forever.
I really like that. The second question kind of along with that is how do you really teach your team to mass enroll and get them really fired up?
So my team is a variety of colors, so everybody does it differently. I know me, and I'm kind of teaching my newbies to do what I'm doing now because I actually just started doing the categories and everything this month. I started doing it the last week of last month, and that's what I realized was working for me and was really efficient. So I'm teaching my newbies how to do that, but then my veterans Beth and Shelby, they have their own ways To mass enroll, honestly, like Beth sends a ton of cold messages. Like she really doesn't do host to post. Like Beth just instead of doing host to post and cold messaging, she just like doubles cold messaging, and she just makes her numbers like really, really high, so she gets numbers back. It's like a ratio game, like it is with anything. So honestly, my team just does their own thing as a mass enrolling. Like I said, what works for you, keep doing it. So my team does, but to get them fired up, I do incentives. And this month, I'm kind of taking advantage of Mark's vacation incentive because I don't know if you guys know this, but you don't get your points if you move an LC. So I had 2 LCs. I got 200 points, and then I moved them, and it literally says on my like incentive thing on eSuite, removed 200 points. So what I'm telling my team is when they sign an LC, I'll give them one of my LCs, and that increases their points for the vacation. And that's really been working for that incentive. And then I do other incentives, like I do top enroller of the week, kind of like how Morgan does, and I'll just send them like a $10 Starbucks card. And I have them, like I said, I do my own Zooms, and so if I see that mass enroller that week, I'll have them speak on the Zoom and just say like what they've been doing, which is really, really good because it gives them that recognition that like, oh, I am like a good enroller. Like I am better than my insecurities say. So I give them that chance to speak out and lead for us. And I like it because I learn stuff that like Morgan says from us. She learns stuff from us all the time, and I learn stuff from my team all the time. So I would just say like getting them fired up is like recognition.
Yeah, no, that's a really good idea. Let's see. Yeah, so I guess this is kind of incorporates that too, is do you or have you created the vision with your team? If so, how do you incorporate vision into your team and like help them really truly capture the vision of what y'all want as a team together? Like I know everybody's in this business for themselves, but obviously you can't move forward if your team doesn't move forward. So have you casted vision? If so, how so? And how do you continue to do that?
So it's really tough because so for triple, you need a double and 2 diamonds. And my mom's is my 3rd diamond. So it's kind of tough because it's like, it's me twice. So I can't really cast.
My other diamond. Okay.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, well, so with my girls, I really like to know not their long-term wise in casting vision. I want to know their short-term wise. Because I've learned you get way more pumped over a short-term why versus a long-term why. And so every week, I'll ask them like, what are your goals for this week? And a lot of people like say the usual, like, 5 LCs, 3 PD.
Yep.
PTDs. Yeah, okay. And, but I'm like, okay, well, no, like, let's get like a little more detailed because, for example, I'm just using Shelby as an example right now. She shattered her phone screen, and I was like, okay, well, you know what? Like, you said 3 PDTs, sign those PDTs, get $300 in fast starts this week, and then go buy yourself a new phone next week. I'm not saying, oh, well, you're signing your 3 PDTs this week. That's going to help you build your chart for Diamond, and then when you go Diamond, you can go all the way to Ambassador, and then you're going to be building your own house. Like, yeah, that's everybody's dream, but that's being realistic. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So I want to know their short-term wise, still same goal, but different overall reward. So yeah, you sign those 3 DTs, get $300 in fast starts, go fix your phone. But that 3 DTs is still going to help you build for Diamond and still hit that long-term goal in the long run. So I solely focus on short-term goals that also help contribute to the long-term goal. Because if you're looking at a long-term goal, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, that's my goal. That's my dream. Like, yeah, that's it. But if you're like, I can literally do this week. Like, let's get it done and have that, like, reward myself next week. It's way more exciting because that's something you can physically, like, get your hands on, like, right now. Like, if your long-term goal is building a house like Morgan, that's awesome. Like, you know you want to do that. But notice how more pumped and excited Morgan got once the day she got her lot. Because she was like, I got my hands on it now, and I was like, it's for real. Like, and she just went sprinting after that because it was, like, actually happening. So yeah, that's what I like to do.
That's absolutely the best, one of the best tips I've gotten for sure, because I really like that. And as like a leader, I mean, you can vouch for me on this. Like as a leader, it's really tough because you do have so many different people, and obviously you can't motivate everybody, and you can't want this business for someone. So casting vision is so important because, I mean, you want it for that person so badly, but if they can't see it for themselves, then you're not going to get anywhere. So I really, really, really like that tip. I'm definitely going to start using that. So if y'all start getting texts from me this week, seeing what y'all's short-term goals are, it's because of Darian.
Yeah, like got her house, so her short-term goal is like getting a bunch of new furniture, and I'm like, hey, promote. I'm like, you can get all that IKEA furniture then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to kind of think what my short-term goal is now, because I haven't thought about that, because I am a long-term thinker. Like I keep telling myself, and that this has been my goal, but my mindset has been, because I want to be debt-free next year, my mindset has been, I'll get there, instead of, okay, how can I do something now to kind of like just get me going? So
yeah.
I'm going to think what my short-term goals are. Yeah, that really makes me think, because I really don't even know what my short-term goal is. Like I know what my long-term goals are. So that's really good. I like that. Let's see. Okay, and favorite self-development that you do?
Casting vision. That is absolutely my favorite. Like, you know this, like, because I personally like was texting you about it. I have here, so I'll listen to podcasts, Zooms, the usual. But I journal a lot and I cast my vision, and I specifically am weird, and I've already written out all my bills I'm gonna pay as a triple. Like, I already know to the exact dime how much I'm going to have on October 16th after I pay everything. And that, like, it's weird. It pumps me up because it's part of, like, that short-term goal. Like, I wrote here, like, pay $1,500 to my credit card. And, like, that pumps me up because I was like, I could have that, like, that can be paid off next month. And it's like a short-term goal, which, like, obviously triple can help with so many more things, like, long-term. But casting vision in short term really pumps me up like that. And then I journal, and I took a break from journaling from a little while because I realized I was kind of writing the same thing every single day. And I used to like get really pumped up after like I closed my journal. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And then it kind of like after it started getting repetitive, I guess slowly started to lose my fire after it. So I solely started I kind of change it up. It's basically just how I'm feeling that day. But I usually just do casting vision. I'm like, okay, on this day, like how Morgan had us do at the retreat, like on this day, I'm going to wake up. It's going to be blah, blah, blah degrees. I'm going to be wearing this. And like basically just writing out my life after my promotion. And I always sign it XOXO triple diamond. I look like I have a mullet. Darian. Yeah, I listen to podcasts. I'm really into honestly not It Works related podcasts. I like listening to like Rachel Hollis, or a bunch of like other just influential speakers like Julie Solomon, the one that we had at conference. The only It Works podcast I will listen to is Pam's. That's really the only one I'll listen to. Cammy's, I don't know. I just, it's stuff that I've already like heard on Zooms that I could just go and watch. But I do that, and then usually when I'm feeling overwhelmed, like super overwhelmed, this is a weird one. Like I'm pretty sure I'm probably the only person that does this because I told Morgan about it and she just laughed. But when I get overwhelmed, I'll stop doing my tasks and I'll literally go online and online shop and add everything to my cart that I want. And then I'm like, okay, so when I go triple, I can check out. I can click the checkout button. And then that, like, it's a nice little break to, like, refresh my mind, but still gives me, like, the fire to get back to it and keep going. Because I know sometimes if you don't self-develop, you literally feel like you're burnt to a crisp.
I mean, 110% back you up on that. Like, when I don't listen to When I don't do like a Bible study one day, like when I don't do personal development, like I just like my energy just feels depleted, and I'm like, what am I even doing with my life? Not even it works related, just like in life in general. I'm like, why am I a loser? Like I just start thinking negative thoughts, and I'm like,
oh my God, I do too.
It's so bad.
I'm like, I was looking at like Cleaner the other day, and I'll just sit and think, and I'm like, do they not like me? Like, why did they unfollow me? Like, is there something wrong with me? Like,
every single time, like I just think of the worst of the worst. I'll think about like how a customer treated me the other day at the bar. Like I just think about the weirdest things.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's crazy to see like how important personal development is in that moment, because if you're not doing it every day, you are going to have those little thoughts creep in, and then those thoughts are going to kind of turn into actions, and your actions are going to, downward spiral because you're not taking care of yourself mentally. But yeah, no, I really like those tips. Those are really good.
I switch it up. Like there will be days where I'm like, I don't really feel like watching or listening to someone. So I'll just sit and literally like journal all day. But some days where I'm like, ooh, I really like want to like hear about the topic of mindset. Then I'll go and I'll watch a Zoom, basically.
Yeah. I don't listen to It Works podcast related either. So I do those things too.
This is like really the only one that I like. She focuses on mindset. It's like constantly listening to a Zoom like mindset, like because I know we have some Zooms that talk about like how to enroll, and then some that are about mindset. So Pam's podcast feels like I'm always listening to like a mindset Zoom, that's why I love hers.
Yeah, no, Pam's very just very down to earth.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one says, what host to post have you been using to get the best results?
So like I switch it off, like I said, how I have my categories, because honestly, like host to posts are in general, it's like miss or hit. So I honestly use all of them I'll ask people, I'm like, oh, which one works best for you? And they'll say the cleanse. So I'll do that one, but yeah, I won't see results from it. So I asked another person, they say, oh, I do thermal 5X. I'm like, okay. And I'll do that one, and it'll be so-so. So it kind of just, like I said, it really just depends on the host to post. Like I feel like host to post is like the definition of miss or hit.
It is. It really is, because these past 2 months, I'm going to be honest, like host to post was really not a hit for me at all. And then I started doing, I still continue to do in this month, even when something doesn't seem to be working for me. I mean, like long term of like the entire year, if it wasn't working for me, then obviously I would know that it wasn't working for me. But it's really is a hit or a miss. So these past 2 months really hadn't been much. But in this month, all the host posts I did today have been hits. And so it's just funny how that works. It's so true. What do you...
I'm sorry. I was just going to say I'm a little biased, though. I like to do the coffee ones because I have cute pictures. You can use cute pictures for that.
I love the coffee ones. So what are yours, just in general, you don't have to give a script by script. I think they're kind of asking too, is like, what specifically do you say? And that's kind of something I have a question for too, just because I get sometimes caught up on the wording. And I know you use like cute pics from like over, a Pinterest pic or something like that. But like, what do you say on the picture?
On the picture? I honestly don't say, and we're talking about host to post, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't say anything on the actual picture itself, like this picture that this girl posted for me. I don't know if you can see it. It's literally like a Pinterest picture of her holding like a pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I'll have them, usually she didn't because she declined it, but usually I'll have them post then like results picture, and people will just like swipe and see the results picture.
And then below, do you just say like, hey, my friend Darian is looking for so-and-so, or what is it?
Yep. It says, hey, my friend Darian is looking for 5 models to try some skinny coffee this fall. It's natural, made from green coffee bean. Please comment below if you'd be interested. So like post.
Yeah. Okay.
Like everyone uses.
That's cool. That's a different host post idea that I think I'm going to actually start using. I have like a lot of people message back to that said they would host post, and I think I'm going to try something like that.
Yeah. I used to have them post on their story, and with that I did over, but honestly, like, and I would have them like put a poll on it, but
they don't tell you.
Nobody even sent me like screenshots of their voters. Like some did, some didn't. And so I was like,
it's kind of too much work for them because I've been trying to do that lately, but I feel like it's just too much work for them, like in their mind, to send you people every time, which it is because they don't do this. So
right, exactly. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep it on the timeline. That way I can keep track of who comments and who likes.
Okay, so you're not worried about the whole Facebook and Instagram thing cracking down?
No. Even though I'm pretty sure it got my newbie, so that sucks. She was like, she's been having Instagram like blockage on actions all week, and then she literally just texted me before this Zoom, and she's like, I can't log in. And I was like, oh no. And she's like, do you know why this could be happening? And I'm like, maybe. Like, I don't want to like tell her it's because she's like newer. I don't want to tell her it's because of the cracking down, because then I don't want to freak her out. She joined like last week.
That's weird though, because it was doing it for me last month where it would like block me after 5 messages, and now thankfully it's like I can message all, like I said, I messaged like for 4 hours straight last night. Right. Nothing happened.
That's weird.
That is weird. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm still being very cautious. I've changed my words on things. But okay.
Honestly, yeah, like when it comes to my timeline posts on my like actual Instagram, they're almost all lifestyle now.
Oh yeah, no, I've been doing that for sure.
Like, I don't really post about the products on my timeline anymore unless it's like the coffee, because that's easy. Like, you take a cute picture of the coffee.
For sure. Okay, and this one says, how do you upsell to 60 plus BV instead of just 30s? Because I know that you mentioned that when like just in any month, really, you message your customers who have 30 BV and you just ask them about their product. How do you do that?
Yeah. So at 5 o'clock, like this is me being OCD with my time schedule. At 5 o'clock every night, I will go, or evening, I'll go to eSuite, I'll go to auto shipments, and then I'll see all the auto shipments that are running tomorrow or like tonight at midnight.
Is that a button?
Huh?
Is that a button? Should I know that?
It's kind of, no, it's not a button. What you have to do is you have to go to your like downline auto shipment section and reports, and then you change 10 on a page to 100, and then you have to click on the last page. So it kind of takes a minute, but it's not that long. It takes like 2 minutes. It sounds like it's going to take a long time, but it doesn't.
No, I'll definitely do that.
Most of the time it's just eSuite loading. That takes a long time. Okay, so I'll see everyone's that are running tomorrow, and then I will text them and just be like, hey, how are you liking blah, blah, blah. And if they say like, I love it, like most of the time it's like the regular keto coffee, and they'll say, I love it. And I'll be like, oh, that's awesome. Would you want to try adding like the chocolate greens in it to make it a mocha? Or do you, I tell them, I'm like, oh, do you want to do like another 15-day supply? You can choose what flavor you want. Cause now we have the pumpkin or the caramel. And so when they hear they can choose like what other flavor for another 15-day supply, that gets them pretty excited. And then if they say they are not loving the product, then I will recommend a different product, but I'll up the BV for it, depending on what their goals are and what other product they want to try, since they don't like their current one.
Yeah, you seem to have success on that too. I really like that. And it's really simple. That's not hard at all. That's really simple, especially if you're doing it every night. Then you're catching every orders before they run through the next day. I like that.
And I don't message the 60 BV ones because I don't want them to lower it. So I keep the 60 and above what they are.
Hilarious. Okay. Let's see. How do you keep track of your potential LCs, potential distributors, and do follow-ups? But you've honestly probably actually already went almost all over that.
HSN collagen, keto coffee, triple threat items.
Do you write dates beside them?
So I write down the date. Let me go to my August page. I haven't started a September page yet because we're week into September. But so I put the dates that I followed up with them, and then sometimes I will unsend, resend the message if they like didn't view it. I'll unsend and resend it so it pops up in their messages again. So like this one says like 8/29, and then I wrote resend next to it, just so I know that it was a resend and I'm being like consistent with my follow-ups, and not that like, because if I see that I like unsent and resent it and then say I didn't, so this was the 29th, and then there was a follow-up in between it, and then the 9th. If I see that I followed up with them on the 29th, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't talk to them since the 9th, that's not the case. I was just unsent and resent the same message from the 16th.
Okay. That makes sense.
But that's just because I'm psycho.
I mean, this is a different method than I've ever seen, but that's very interesting.
Oh, really? Yeah. And then so the dates that are in color are dates where I offered them host to post instead of being an LC. So I wrote like host to post and I color coded it on the side. And so the host to post follow-up dates to see if they wanted to make a post for me instead of order products.
Oh, wow. I'm learning so many new things. Like, I really appreciate this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Making sure I've got everything.
Yeah. And the reason why I also write down the dates is because I want to make sure I'm, like I said, just being consistent with my follow-ups, making sure I'm like getting to every single person so I can write the date that I talked to them last and know that I got everything I needed to done.
So when you just started talking to someone, haven't even, like, I know you said that you go to bed.
Yeah.
Continue the conversation, but when you don't know what product they're into yet, do you immediately write their name down still, or do you wait till they tell you what product?
I wait till they tell me what product, because until then, honestly, they could still bail out of the conversation. And so I don't want to put so much time and effort into the people who haven't even told me like what product they're even interested in yet. Because I will like always have the people who, after I send them like the product description script, like I need spots for like longer hair, cleanse, I still get so many people who ghost me. So I'm not going to take you seriously until you tell me which product you'd want to try.
Okay. Gotcha. This will be the last question, is what would you tell like newer people who have kind of gotten off to a slow start? Do you have like any encouragement, or do you just have like tips? People who haven't really seen results right away, like I know you're huge about cast and vision and stuff like that, but like, do you have any tips?
So if you're just starting, getting a slower start, I would say go to the steps of success to just get started. Like, because us, especially us who've been in it for a really long time, we kind of forget about the steps to success all the time. And I didn't realize how, I guess, powerful they are for newbies until I started sending it to my newbies again to take advantage of the steps to success. And just follow on those, because they're a great starting goal, like 4 LCs, 3 DTs, I believe. And then just keep that in your mind. And once you get that done, then look at how far you've already gotten, like getting those steps to success done. So you know from there, after that, if you can do that, you can literally just keep on going up from there. So definitely focusing on the steps to success and knowing that once you get that done, it may take longer, it may take shorter. Once you get it done, you know that you are capable of so much more than you thought. Because at that point, you probably thought steps to success are hard. But after you do that, like, imagine what else you can achieve.
I completely agree with that. That is awesome. Y'all, this is kind of open now for discussion, because that's all the questions y'all had. So if anybody has a question, needed her to repeat something, was confused on something, please feel free. I don't know what my hair's doing today. Please feel free to open up, but that's like the end of everything. Does anybody have any questions? Want to go over something? No. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.